Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we have the top teams for the Magmazard Dream on Boss, and there are a bunch of new teams compared to the previous week. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it with the free-to-play lineup from Rainies. Pink Twin on the left, Blue Twin on the right, Shmira on the Stellar Bond, Hugin in front of Shmira, Valar in the back right corner, Faramore behind the Pink Twin to buff up Shmira, with the Soothe Rain spell, which is a pretty good spell option to keep your Valar alive and your whole team alive, because otherwise sometimes Valar is dying in some of these teams. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what type of score we can get with this team. So the top scores of today are 105 billion damage. For our completely max pay-to-win account with the top team of today is 105 billion damage, to put things into perspective of what we're about to hit, for example, right now. Shmira is going to be a great damage dealer for Magmazard. However, it is ideal to have Rainier as well, because then Rainier can position swap Shmira and she won't be inflicted by these debuffs from this lava of the boss, because these debuffs are going to reduce your damage output after standing in them for over 3 seconds. So there we go. Valar is going to get off her stats to a buff effect. That should mean we will not have survival issues from here on out. We were able to survive the whole time. Hugin did get a bit of low on health, but Soothe Rain spell is really helpful for that. So Soothe Rain is just always a really good option today. But the other teams we're going to show you are going to use some different artifacts which are also working today for those teams. Okay, 17 seconds left. We're up to 71 billion damage. Like, even if we could hit 80 to 85 billion damage with this team, I think that's pretty impressive, because that would only be 20 billion damage behind the top pay-to-win teams of today. Okay, got a new record compared to the previous week, and it looks like we might close in on 85 billion damage if we're lucky. Now, 83.5 billion damage with this team is definitely a good choice for a completely free-to-play lineup. So let's go ahead and move on to the next team. So the next team is going to be another team from Rainies, but it is the best No-Reinier team, because all the teams after this will be using Rainier. So this is the best No-Reinier team from Rainies. Pink Twin on the right, Blue Twin on the left, Faramore and Valara on the Stellar Bond, Faramore in front of Shmira to buff up Shmira, Ravia in the back right corner with the Starblast spell, Charms on everyone. Even in the previous team we had Charms on everyone. Make sure you have your Shmira, Ravion, and Faramore and Valara charms all refined, because that will boost your damage slightly. So this is with the Starblast spell, the first time we're using it so far in this Dream on Boss, and let's go ahead and skip it. So this team can hit up to, I think, even 90 billion. Okay, 88.3 billion damage, which is going to be definitely better than the previous team that we ran. However, it is a bit more on the, maybe not as free-to-play friendly, because it does have Ravion here. So, but if you have Ravion, even Mythic Plus or above, definitely this is the team you're probably going to want to run. Very good score overall. Okay, next up we have a team from Silence. So this is actually almost identical to the team in the previous week. However, it's a bit of an alternate formation, having Valar in the back right corner. So it has Pink Twin on the left and Blue Twin on the right, Shmira on the Stellar Bond, Rainier in front of Shmira, Faramore in the back to buff up Shmira. We have Valar in the back right corner with the Soothe Rain spell, again, charms on everyone. Now, the advantage of this Soothe Rain spell, I'm just going to watch a bit of this fight, is it will keep the Valar alive, because if you use a different artifact choice here, for example, more offensive artifact, Valar usually always dies, and that is not what you want to happen. You want Valar to survive up until casting her stat seal buff effect, otherwise she's not getting the maximum value for your team. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. So far so good. Valar has been able to survive just fine. And the other thing is, this artifact, even when it's not proccing, it has a vitality increase, which increases your own effectiveness of your own healing. So that also gives you the survival, even when the active effect is not triggered. Okay, there we go. So Valar was able to survive up to her stat steal buff effect. It is working for quite a lot of players today. They're hitting to around 94, 95 billion. But with our max level of upgrades, I think this can hit up to 98 billion damage. Yeah, 98.9 billion damage, almost 99 billion damage. So definitely this is a very solid team and is a good option for you guys to run and consider. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next team. So now we have, from Frosty himself, we have the top performing teams of today. As you see, there are 3 different teams because they're different like formations and artifact choices. So the first formation, this is kind of consistently doing the best for the majority of players. So it would work even at a mid-level, low-level of upgrades. But of course, we need the heroes upgrade to their effective level. Like you need Mythic plus Reinier, and all the other heroes ideally should be Supreme plus, because it's running the Blood Moon spell, which is the offensive artifact. So it has Pink Twin on the right, Blue Twin on the left, Chimera on the Stellar Bond, Reinier in front of Chimera, Pheromore behind Chimera to buffer, and then Valar in the upper left corner. With the Blood Moon spell, we have Charms on everyone. And we have refined them on the Pheromore, Chimera, and Valar. So this is going to be, now we're moving into the territory of the really top performing teams. Because with the more offensive artifact, look at this. We got 102 billion damage on our first run of this team lineup. And this one is probably the best team for most players. However, there are some different options, especially if you have a higher level of upgrades. But first, even before a higher level of upgrades, there's another alternate placement of Valara, basically compared to the previous team we just showed. Every other hero is exactly in the same position. Pink Twin on the right, Blue Twin on the left. Reinier in front of Chimera, Chimera on the Stellar Bond, Pheromore buffing Chimera, and now we have Valara left of Reinier rather than in the upper left. That is the difference in this placement, and this may do better for you. So if you have these heroes and you're running these teams, you should run both of these, which is Valara in the upper left, and then Valara right here next to Reinier. So we're going to go ahead and do a skip run of this and see what type of score we're going to get on this one. Okay, it tied it, basically 102 billion damage, but for some people, one or the other is doing better. And now we have the top team of today. So the top team of today is going to be just this frosty positioning, but with the Star Bless spell. So this is the top team, but it's called pay to win because you need a high level of upgrades. If you're running this team at a low level of upgrades, like for example, Supreme Blast, Paragon 1, it may not work and it just may die too easily. But for the people who have high level upgrades like Paragon 2 plus, maybe plus 20 exclusive equipment on your heroes, like Pheromore can probably be plus 10, but plus 20 on like Valara, Chimera twins, maybe it can work. So this is going to be the high investment team, but it's going to be the top performing team of today. This can hit up to 105 billion thanks to the Star Bless artifact. So Reinier in front of Chimera, Pink Twin on the right, Blue Twin on the left. We have Chimera on the Stellar Bond, Pheromore buffing up Chimera, Valar in front of the Blue Twin. So this is going to be the optimal top performing team of today. Let's go ahead and get right into a skip run. And let's see, can we hit 105 billion damage? No, right off the bat, we hit 101 billion damage, which shows you that even for a high level of upgrades like we have on our account, pretty much max. The only thing that we don't have is Valara Paragon 4. But there's going to be RNG even for my account. Whoa, we hit 101 billion damage back to back. I'm going to do some more runs of this. Like, we have quite a lot of runs left. I want to try... Okay, there we go. We got a new record, 103 billion damage, showing you that it probably is going to be RNG at the end of the day. Okay guys, I'm just watching a run of this Star Bless formation, Frosty Pay to Win formation, and you're seeing how low Reinier and Valara get. Like, they're both on the point of death multiple times in this fight, and that's why I guess the RNG is so insane in this team. And then also it'll come down to damage timing and other things to get your overall top score. I think, can we maybe get a record right here? It's really close. 2 seconds left. Okay, we barely got a record, 104 billion damage. I think I'm going to take it because the whole team survived right up until the end. I know with more optimal like damage timing, maybe crits, you would be able to get up to that 105 billion, which is the top reported of today. However, I don't know. I think based on all the runs I've done, this is near the maximum I'm going to get. So we'll call it at that. Hopefully these teams are helpful for you guys and you're able to get a top score today. If there's any other team or alternate positioning which worked for you, feel free to share that in the comment section. That is much appreciated. But thanks for watching. If you guys are not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There's a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.